Hitep, sisters and brothers, Proof B here. Welcome. On part one of this second part, Obama equals freedom, I didn't give libations to the ancestors. So, on part one of Obama equals freedom, I was talking about how President Barrak, I just have it written down. I guess I'll get a more, like a legal document. On December 16th, 2010, President Barack H. Obama recertified and ratified the Declaration of Indigenous Rights. So what I didn't go into on the first video was what that means for so-called African Americans. I did talk about, yes, there is a lot of paperwork involved in transforming from a Negro. Well, wait a minute. What did we start out? Slaves, then ex-slaves, then nigger, Negro, colored, black, African Americans, niggers. I think we at nigger right now. Nigger. I said nigger one time, and somebody said, no, it's nigger. Well, some people are saying negar. We'll get into that in another video. Who is the negar? Anyway, the other part that I didn't get into, because I basically stated that that little piece of paper or that declaration, if it's a book or whatever, is the document that set us free in law. Now it is up to us as a people to take advantage of that. If you don't do anything, if you're still sitting there waiting for the government to come save your ass, when you go to work 9 to 5 and do everything, all these things, and won't do them for yourself and your people, then yeah, you're niggas. That's a nigger that won't do anything for himself or his people. I know there are brothers and sisters. See, I don't say, what up, niggas, at the beginning of my video. I say, hey, tap, sisters and brothers. There are niggers, too. Straight up and down. So, I'm ranting now. The other part of the paperwork that is literally keeping us in slavery is I don't want to call him a nigger because I wasn't there. I don't know but the Dred Scott. This black man got free. He went to a state where he was free and chilling. And he decided that he wanted to go back to the state that had him in slavery because he read a book or two and he's like, oh, I got rights. No. So, this document, I do have it's a little more official. You understand? You see that right there? Right there? That's the basic thing that keeps us black, colored, African Americans in slavery in law. Want to hear it? Here we go. 1. Persons of African descent cannot be, nor were ever intended to be, citizens under the United Constitution, under the United States Constitution, under jurisdiction, the United States, a corporation, Constitution, a document which cons you into believing you are free somehow, that you never read in your life somehow. Anyway, plaintiff is without standing in law, without standing. Like you put your legs on the ground and you're standing. He has no standing, no foundation in United States constitutional law. Why doesn't he? He has no standing to file a suit. He can't even file a suit. Why? Because he's claiming to be of African descent. He's claiming to be from another country and want rights in a country that's being occupied by another people and who are enforcing their laws. You went back to this state to fight these people who you done seen slavery. He's living in slavery times. He done seen the atrocities. So maybe that's where he got the stupid heart to go back and try to win a case. I don't remember. I think they kept his ass and put him back into slavery, I believe. See, that's when I say I believe, because I don't know. So, I mean, it goes on about the property clause, because they considered slaves property. Now, like I was about to say, because he's coming under the fact that he's a descendant of slaves brought here from another continent, from another country in that continent, right? Well, wait a minute. The first video I just made was telling you about indigenous law, not I'm an African and we were all brought here. Do the studies. A bunch of Africans was brought over here. The first ones were from Angola to grow rice, Carolina rice. These are called now Gula Geechee. Then they started to bring other Africans in, but they rebelled so much at a certain point, they stopped importing Africans from Africa and started breeding the people with the so-called black indigenous people with the Africans that they had brought here already. And the first one is still a prison here today in Louisiana called Angola State. Why is it called Angola State? Oh, do the history. Now, the point is that to be free in this country, at least in law and on paper, you have to be indigenous. You cannot come here with a green card or saying that I'm an ex-slave, black American, Negro, colored, black, nigger, and expect freedom. And for some reason, reparations popped into my head because I used to work for the Federal Reserve. Fuck. I used to work for the Federal Reserve Bank. If they gave every black person what $1 million, I bet the next day they would be like, "Oh, we broke," and your $1 million would be worth. Well, you might can burn it in the furnace like they did in Germany when the money fell apart. I got pictures. I don't talk bullshit. I do the research first. Then I talk a bunch of shit. When you get my age, you can talk shit. Not because it's because I'm older than you. It's because I took the time. 20 years. 20 years I haven't had a woman. Fuck. Well, until last year, around this time. But 20 years, I've been studying. I've been putting books together. I've been putting kung fu systems together. I've been putting self-healing systems together. And I keep trying to start each one of them as like my kung fu system. I'm trying to put out my kung fu system. Nothing happened. I'm trying to put out my self-healing system. So what I'm realizing now is that, wait a minute, all these things together is about the nation. We have, or I have, we ain't together yet, but I have developed a financial system for us, a self-healing. I'm still here. I'm 66, going on 67 in November. Self-healing, financial, self-defense, how to get land, nation building. All of it has to go together. That's why I've never been a success at one of any of them. And I know a lot of shit. So, with that, I guess when you're under this, you're still a slave, no matter what you believe. Try to leave the country. Like, I want to get on a boat and go to Africa. You got a passport, niggers. Did you do a crime? You probably can't get a passport. That's freedom.